Our speaker today is the best-selling author of The Menopause Millionaire, The Keys to Prosperity and Meaning in the Second Half of Your Life. She's the CEO of Biz Change Navigator, and she is a transformational change agent and experienced coach. She provides insight and systems to entrepreneurs to transform the profitability of their businesses. She developed the Compass program based on years of ocean sailing, which requires resilience when facing the unpleasant and unpredictable. She is a certified master practitioner of neurolinguistic programming, is DISC certified, was a founding Success Tracks coach for Peak Potentials, and has neural repatterning certification. She's a video conferencing expert and was a top salesperson at MCI. She's a former executive vice president of the International Multimedia Telecommunications Consortium. She was the only non-engineer in this select group of representatives of technical development companies worldwide. She presents today, Discover More Profit Hidden in Your Business. Would you please give a very warm welcome to Carole Hodges?
Why, thank you. This is so exciting to see so many friends here. And Randy, thank you so much. I have to say to anybody, if you get the opportunity to present on this call, jump at. Randy can change your life in the process. I had no idea. And reconnecting with so many people I've known throughout the years, we look at each other and say, I know you from somewhere. Now, where was it? It's fabulous. I'm starting out today on a sailboat. This is very similar to the sailboat that I learned on up in the San Francisco Bay. One thing I loved about sailing was getting out on the water, free of land. You're floating. You are the captain of your own ship, and you know that you can go wherever you want. And I realized that's one of the reasons why people get into business as well, because you want to be the captain of your own ship and you want to go where you choose. But like sailing, you have to watch the wind and the waves every minute. Unless you're anchored, you don't really relax. You're always aware of what's happening around you and the little changes that you have to make to keep afloat. And if you have the opportunity to get out far from land, you can also realize that very quickly you have no idea where you're going unless you have the tools. You need a compass to tell you when you are going the right direction. And business is no different. You have to find your tools and your compass. Now, today, the topic is discovering hidden profit in your business. Many of you have probably heard, how do you make $1 million business? And that is a wonderful thing, except they're always talking about top line, the $1 million. They're not really discussing what you get to take home, and that is your profit. So much more than top line, what people are really interested is the money that matters. Profit. Is that a surprise? Well, you are not alone, because most business owners are focusing on revenue, not profit. And there's one problem with that. It's the same thing as with sailing. If you do the wrong thing at the wrong time, you can have all kinds of pain. On a boat, you can be tipping sideways, and that is not fun. So you want to learn how to take the small actions that make a difference to find profits. Now, today, the goal is really to give you some things that help you uncover missed opportunities and profits in your business. And maybe even to make those small changes that can double profits in 6 months or less. We have seen that happen, and I would love that for all of you. Now, why is it important now? It's important because we are in such a time of change in our society, in our business, in our lives, that you are more important than ever. Small businesses are 46% of the U.S. economy. It's important. And it's important to me personally because my father was a successful Buick dealer. We were in Colorado and had a wonderful home. We had a small fishing boat and moved to California, where he opened a new dealership. It was wonderful to see. And I loved going in there and walking into my father's office, in his private office with the big leather sofa. But things turned. And the year that I was 13 and starting high school, my father went into bankruptcy. And I remember when that leather sofa came home to sit in our family room. It was a dual symbol, both of the success that he had had, as well as the bankruptcy, always there to remind us. So my mission is really to help small business owners now to find profit and awaken what I call your inner genie. It is that because you are smart, you know your business best, and you can make those decisions. And I believe they're guided not only by your brain, but by your heart and your spirit. And the time is now to do that. And I'd like to give you some tools. So moving on, the big question is how? How will we go about this? I have a question for you. How many of you on a regular basis get 10 to 20 leads from your website every month? Can you say yes in the chat if that's you? Well, let me ask a different question. How many of you would like to have 10 to 20 leads coming from your website every single month? I see some typing there. I will assume that more of you would like to. And today we're going to move forward with something very important. And this is the conversion formula. These are 4 things to write down and remember. Interrupt, engage, educate, and offer. Before I go any further, you there with the phone? I mean, put the phone down. This is very important, and this is a good time. Just pay attention because you're going to learn some ways that can transform your business and get you profits. That's what you want. Now, what did I just do? Interrupt and engage. Interrupt. Stop what you're doing because this is important. Engage. This is about profits, important to you. Now we'll look at educating and offering. To do this, I want to start with a website. Now, what do you notice about this website? I see a beautiful road. It's peaceful, but what is it all about? Well, it says get in touch. That's kind of an action item, but I'd have to click on that to see exactly what that means. And here's the point, planning for tomorrow, today. Well, that's not bad, except that I might want to plan for tomorrow. Then what do? Am I in the wrong place? Here is another website. This is a client before. Now you'll see a lot more things on here. It's a step up from the last one. You know what he offers, parenting advice. There's a little video and a free consultation. So you get an idea there about him and what he does. Now, here's one more to look at. This is the after. There's some emotion there. Imagine if you were the mother on the right and you get this message. Are you sick and tired of the yelling, screaming, and belligerent attitude of your child? She looks like she is. That's the interrupt. Now, you can discover the secrets to controlling your child and instantly restore peace and quiet in your home. I would imagine that sounds like music to her ears. But she has a yelling child in front of her. She's not likely to pick up the phone. She's likely to throw it, perhaps, but not pick it up. However, she would have time to fill in her name and email to learn the secrets of gaining and maintaining complete control of your child in less than 60 seconds because she wants that. I will tell you that with this change, the number of leads coming in per month went dramatically up. And then another piece, the drip campaign. These were emails that went out. They don't need to go out daily. I see some people overwhelmed with daily emails that make me want to say, stop, please. But if you can send out something to remind your client that you're there while continuing to give them valuable information, they remember you. And in the case of the psychologist, he found that, yes, they would come back even up to a year after they first signed up. And he got additional leads every month because of that. Now, I hope you've taken note because there's a lot of underlying messages in what I just showed you that I hope get you thinking about the way that you present and what really gets through to your customers, because you need to think in your customers' language. That is why they will come to you. Another way to earn more profit without spending any more is joint ventures. I know BizNet Sparks is one opportunity to connect with people in joint ventures. And I have people on the call that I am joint venturing with because my clients are business owners. And so other companies that also provide services for small business owners are a perfect joint venture. Now, a joint venture means you develop a relationship, you actually have a contract that they become a sales force for you that you don't even need to pay unless they produce a client. That's a great thing. On the other hand, you have additional products that you can sell without having to service or take care of with joint ventures. That also adds profit to your bottom line. What I'd like to show you here is the Profit Acceleration Simulator. Now, what this is to give you an idea of how you make small changes that make a big difference in your business. Now, a lot of times people think they have to go in and make a huge difference. In other words, even the things that I showed you about making changes in your website, you say, wow, that'll do it. We'll just bump everything up with that one piece. No, what we found is that little changes, things that would be easy, like a 3% change, can make a bigger difference than you think. Now, this is a tool, and I have plugged in a few numbers already. Because we were talking about making $1 million business, I thought, let me start out with an annual revenue of $500,000. The goal will be to double profits. So let's say that's the revenue. Gross profit margin will be different for every business, but here I put in 50%. Gross profit is simply top line revenue minus cost of goods sold. If you were selling clothing, for instance, maybe 50% is what you have paid for each piece that you sell. This is something you could put in your own and get an answer. Net profit margin, I chose 10%. And why 10%? Because that is the average net profit of small business. So I thought, let us use that. And then I've also selected 3% as the improvement in each of the following areas. So these are 12 areas that I look at first with clients. Cutting costs. Now, a 3% cut in your costs can mean for every $100 you're spending 97. It's small, but this can be more powerful than people think, because over time you find you may have expenses that you just haven't looked at because they aren't a lot. When you go in and cut out everything that's not directly bringing you clients or benefiting your business, you're adding to your bottom line. That is sheer profit. So definitely worthwhile doing. Market dominating position is what differentiates you from other people who offer the same things. And you've got a touch of that when we looked at the website. Once you understand what makes you different, that also makes it possible for you to look at making a compelling offer. What really speaks to your clients? Or increasing prices. If you're the specialist, you do the best, then increasing prices a small amount, again, really impacts your profit. And a difference between $100 or 103, you're not likely to lose many clients. That's something business owners fear, but we can quantify that. Now, as I spoke about joint ventures, that might expand your mind about some of the following topics: how you might bundle products together, have a downsell, have additional products and services, upsells, cross-sells. There are many ways that you can look at your business and make some small changes that improve your profit. We've already covered the drip campaign and alliances and joint ventures. All of these into more leads. And sometimes it's amazing that even a few more leads, going from 100 to 103 leads, you wouldn't think makes much difference, but it can. Digital marketing, we haven't discussed much, but that is some of the improvements to your website. Now look at some of the changes. Some of the changes are surprising. Those changes of 3%, we started with a current profit of $50,000 to a new annual profit of $167,515. Wouldn't you like to see that in 1 year? And at the same time, the revenue, it did go up. It went from 500 to 690 to 117. So you see, you can increase your profit quite substantially with small changes. When I work with clients, this is not what I use. We actually go into very specific software that takes into account what your business is, what kind of business. We have statistics and information going back over 15 years. This has been extremely successful in working with business owners and allowing them to take some of the advantages of AI and apply them to their business now in a sensible way, to look at ways that you can improve. And one of the things that I tell you, I really love to do, because normally I do sit down with a client and we spend an hour going into their specific business, into the things that are going to matter to them, because again, knowing your priority and what is going to make a difference for you, that is priceless. Little changes that you can make. So within an hour, we will go over that, your business, and give you a 16-page report. Now, normally this is something that I charge $1,500 for, but Randy, this has been a phenomenal experience. And really what I want to do for people on the call is for the first 5 who sign up for one, it's my gift, but you do need to sign up today. And let me see if I can do one thing quickly and share the screen with my link. It's basically my Calendly link. This is where you can sign up. And if you sign up now, if you need to change the time, feel free to do that. That's easy to cancel. And it is for those who really want to make a difference. I do have a short questionnaire that goes out asking some questions about where you are now and your goals, so that we really can start off quickly and make a lot out of that hour. So do feel free to sign up there. And if you just have any other questions, this is my information here. I will put it in the chat as well after I get off, but I wanted you to have it and reach out to me if you have any questions, just would like to know more about it, because it's, as I say, this is my mission. I want to make a difference for the small business owner. I know what it's like and the struggle, and it's the same thing as being out there in the ocean. You want to have a compass and you want to look at all the small things. And with that, I turn it back over to you, Randy.
Well, thank you so much for your presentation today, Carole, and also for your generous offer. I took a screenshot, but I'm not sure whether we can have everybody having access to that quickly enough. You mentioned that it would be offered today.
Yes.
I want people to take advantage of it. I'm sending out a post-event message. Could you say for the first 5, and then let's just maybe extend it for a week?
Randy, I will work with you and honor that.
I just wouldn't be able to get that out all today for everybody. But anyway, thank you so much for being our featured presenter today, Carole. Thank you for your generous offer to us all. And let's entertain some questions, comments, whatever we have out there. So do we have any questions or comments for Carole?
Yeah, I have one,
Oh, okay.
Randy.
Professor Dr. Boya. He's calling in from Bangladesh, actually.
Yeah, Carole, just you told that the business need a magnet, So that is why the businessmen are business magnet, They become business magnet in the world. So your idea is so nice to hear that business need a magnet, the direction of the entrepreneur or the businessman. That's my comment. Thanks.
Well, thank you for your positive feedback, Professor Dr. Boya. And do we have other questions or comments? Sometimes I wait till the end, but maybe Ron, I could ask you for your comments.
Well, I'm just sitting here, it's just like the old perpetual fire hose coming with us. Got great gush. I'm so glad we've got the chat room so we can, pick up things. And I know that this presentation will likely have been recorded to some degree so that we can go back and review it. A lot of great information. I love visuals. I love the steps that you went through. It helps us, get a better idea of what you have to offer. And that is so critical. When we only give you 10 or 15, 20 minutes or so, this is a new topic to many people that are on this call. And so it helps them better understand what you're doing. And that's why I like the Q&A. So there are some specific questions, and hopefully you will get some questions. But I just think that the information that you gave us is so very useful. I think all of us can utilize it. And I'm hoping that there will be people that will get in touch with you and take advantage of your offer. It was just absolutely generous. And quite frankly, I just appreciate you being on the call. This has been a very educational, informative, and a wonderful presentation that I'm already got about 2.5 pages of notes here. I'm sitting there, okay. So the journal is getting full and the date is today. Thank you very much, Carole. Appreciate it. And like I say, I hope others will take advantage of your offer.
Yeah, thank you.
Thanks for your comments, Ron. And by the way, I should mention that the background of my Zoom is changed to a doubling up of a certificate of appreciation that we have for Carole. It won't just remain in the background of my Zoom. It'll actually be posted on social media, and we'll also get a copy out to you digitally so that you've got something to remember us by. Thank you once again so much.
Thank you. I've learned a lot in the process.
Oh, I see a digital hand waving. Is that Scott Smith who would want to ask a question?
I was just applauding,
Oh,
Carole.
okay.
Thank you for the great information and just well done presentation as well. Zoom is still Zoom, but the content is king. Well done, Carole.
I appreciate that. You're a motivational listener. I like motivational listeners. That's really a good thing to have in the audience. Wow.
Scott Smith will be actually one of our featured presenters for the future. I don't have the date memorized, but I do have it marked down, Scott. So don't worry, be happy. We'll be getting onto you at some point yet. Any other questions or comments for Carole? Oh, we have one. Holly Alsop. Well, what is your question or comment for Carole?
I just unmuted to say that I was astounded of what a 3% change could make. Like that, see, sometimes when I'm looking at these sales funnels or marketing or taking an approach, I'm thinking I've got to be up there and 50%, 100%. And when you said, well, the difference between 100 and 103, I'm like, well, that's obtainable. Like I have a growth mindset, but apparently it's only at 3. So being able to tap into that and seeing it as doable. And when you broke down all of the different ways to increase revenue and, I want to get to that $500,000. I can help a lot of people. If I'm making $500,000, there's a lot of charitable organizations that are benefiting the community. So I'm excited about that. And I've just tried to figure it out. So I hope I get to be one of the 5 because I'm like, okay, wait, she said it's her booking page. Where do I go? Okay, go to the website, how to find it. So thank you for that. And I'm very excited that you bring such amazing guests here, Randy and Ron. It's great. I've missed it the last couple of months. I'm so glad to be back and I've made it for this one.
Oh, Holly, you bring up such a good point. And the difference is going to be the order in which you do some things. You see, if you haven't got the right message, you need that before you spend all the money getting it out there, because the mediocre message gets mediocre responses and it'll be a back and forth, just like sailing. You don't just do it once, you do it again and again, but in the right order. So you got it.
Thank you.
Well, thanks for sharing your question and also for your response, Carole. Do we have any other questions or comments? Okay, well, I guess we're pretty much exactly on the top of the hour. And I say the hour because we have a worldwide audience, so I don't want to say which hour it is, but we're at the end of our event officially. Thank you all for attending. We have another event coming up on Thursday, August 31st. It will feature Joey Crampton, who is a coach. And we've got our 10th anniversary coming up on September 28th. 10 years, amazing, because when we started out, as Ron said earlier in his comments, we started out with just a handful of people in a little restaurant in Winnipeg, Manitoba, Canada. And now we've had people from 48 countries joining us. So thank you all for attending. We look forward to seeing you in future events. In the meantime, have yourselves a great day. And I guess in some parts of the world, it actually is a great evening. Have a great sleep. I guess some people have joined us from South Africa, from Bangladesh and Ireland and other countries today. So take care, everyone. Have a great one. And we'll hope to see you soon. Bye-bye.
Thanks for coming. Appreciate you all. Have a good week.